What a day to be alive. A day that puts everything back into alignment. And there's an excitement in the air. There's a little bit of fog in the air, which those that are part of this channel and community, it's very meaningful to go full circle. I look for the signs and the and the synchronicities. This is a day of new beginnings. This is a day of spiritual direction and a massive reset, a timeline jump. And Dolores Cannon, if you remember her, those that are on this journey, and if you don't, you should look into her. The soul is ready to move forward. All right. So if you're getting this message, okay, you tuned into this message today, and you've been feeling this stirring for maybe the past couple of months, especially a little bit of ringing in the ears that really was a little bit through the roof that you're not accustomed to. So the soul has been ready to move forward. Today is that day. And when it comes to soul alignment, that's where you want to be focused on as you continue. I appreciate that, Cliff, but these are the divine synchronicities. When you saw the fog the other day and now the fog comes rolling back. And this is the quantum, I share and I teach about the quantum on this channel. This is a quantum shift, all right? And if you feel the quantum shift happening right now, you could hit 1111 in the chat, in the comments today. The loop that you were in, it has to totally be dismantled. So there's a lot of crazy energies. Yesterday's video was so powerful and helped a lot of people. We must cross the bridge of incidents. You're getting this message, and previously, maybe in the past week, it got really intense, and all of a sudden, things started falling apart. Maybe things in your life started to get worse. Okay, that's actually a divine synchronicity to what's happening in the now moment. Okay, so this is the portal. This is the shift. We're back in the fog again. It's so wild. It's really not too much. But yeah, that was really it was a great experience to do that the other day. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate it. We're live right now, so I appreciate if you could click the like button. And if today's message resonates with you, click subscribe. And you never know when I will click record and go live. Like I needed to document that the other day. And now anyone that has been watching this channel, what I try to do on a daily basis is present the people with real life evidence from everyday life, how these quantum shifts actually play out. So when we were in the fog, and that was actually the real work that day, even though right now, please listen to the message so you know how to apply this into your life. Even though right now we are officially on the date for the 111 portal, okay, that portal was opened earlier. The work when we were grounding out on the beach in that dense fog, that was the moment that shifted us to right now. Okay, and if you're getting this message, you have to get linear time. I know it's difficult, all right, and you have to start embracing quantum. You have to embrace your feelings and emotions, all right, and that's how you're going to navigate. One of the things that are happening right now, soul agreement activation is happening, all right. So maybe you have a mission, and that's going to start playing out, or maybe there are, certain soul agreements or, people that are coming together. Maybe it was held off for a period of time, but this is a window, and this is a very powerful window. The energy supports all of these things. So, for example, if you're on this today and in this year and moving forward, you are going to be the embodiment of higher health, better wealth, better relationship, okay? This energy right now is supporting anything in your life that you're achieving the new beginning for, okay? So when it comes to any aspect that you maybe lived at a certain level or you had an identity. So what you're feeling right now, the old identity, and that's why last year was a very difficult year for many people. You know, and I was sharing a lot on the channel on this journey, the Schumann resonance right now. When you go through the blackout, okay, and that void. So a blackout represents a void of creation. That's your beautiful canvas, right? So the timeline shifts, quantum shifting. I have a world famous video on this channel. And I say this with passion because people don't get this. People sometimes are stubborn. It's always you. I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this. It is always a decision. It is a decision to quantum shift. You, the person that's getting this, you're going to change your life today. And there's something that I'm going to bring up right now, and we're going to apply it as a community throughout this year. We're going to focus on it like a laser beam. Faith without works is dead. That's going to change your life right now. Faith without works is dead, which means there's people that are the spiritual bypassers, all this other stuff, the unicorns, the rainbows. But if you don't do action, real life action, real life decision, sometimes it's a moment. You just might be afraid. You have to push through fear. You got to get this through your brain. Faith without works is dead. And in 2026, as we go to and through the 1111 portal, you're going to focus on that. You want to improve your health this year, and you're sick and tired of having all the pains. There's action involved. A new level of wealth, which is actually for your nervous system, so you feel safe, not from the ego. Then there's actual work and action that needs to be done, right? Dawn gets it, right? This is where we have to be, okay? You want a truthful relationship that's in alignment. Maybe you're the avoidant. Maybe you're the runner, and you're constantly running away from love. Maybe you're avoiding, it's right in your face, and then you wonder why you're miserable all the time. There's an actual action that you're going to have to stop and about face and go back and go towards love. There's literal action that needs to take place. You're avoiding your work. You want to press publish. Listen to this. You want to press publish for your post, for your work. You want to put, and you're afraid to press that button. You typed it all out, right? Uncle Mike's giving you the play-by-play of what's going on in that brain. I bet you I'm going to get a comment that someone did this, and your IQ Foundation gets it, right? You're writing it. You're doing your work. I'm gonna put this out to the world, and I gotta press the button to press publish, and you have it right there. But there's that one moment. That is the quantum shift. That is the decision. You write out the text message, right? And you just got to press send, but you're so scared to press send. 11:11. Today you press the button. Today you press the button. This is how it looks like in everyday life. All right. So if it's your work, whatever it is, you want to reach out to someone. This is the 1111 portal. And this is a time period where you want to focus your conscious, because your subconscious was guiding your life for years. And you might have been, again, a lot of people had little trauma maybe when they were a child, or which is most of humanity. You had trauma post 2020. Okay, so right now, with realizing that faith without works is dead. You can't just sit here and pray to go, help me, and do nothing about it. So what you have to do, right? So now we're going into the science behind it. You have to focus your conscious with action to override the subconscious, and you will be guided by, which is a big lie, especially for our men out there. What's up, fellow divine masculine? Feelings and emotions. I have them. I have feelings too, right? I'm actually a big ball of love. But in mainstream society, they tell men to shove it down, right? Which also can affect your gut. You want to have good gut health. It's not just about abs, bro. You're going to click subscribe. We're going to get that gut correct, because a lot of that stuff, you're holding emotions. You held anger in your liver. I teach you all these things. We're going to get you up and running in 2026, okay? There is a feeling. I felt this, and it's a depression feeling. Depression means deep rest. The soul is tired, and there's a feeling that has been going through people. Even speaking to other people, it's a very intense time for souls that are on this journey. So sensitivity to energies is actually a good thing. It's that guidance to tell you this is for you. Okay, so if things make you feel very dense, you feel densities in you, that's not for you anymore. And really the feeling is I just want to go home. I have felt that very immensely, sitting with it. I had a mentor years ago. He said, you got to sit with it. I've been sitting with certain things for a very long time. And, I'm sure there's people that resonate with this. And, I don't really fit into this world. And, I just have this feeling that I want to go home. But it's like you don't know where is home. Look at that, 144. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful synchronicities here. Right? Scott writes homesick. Yeah, a lot of people feel that I want to go home. All right. So what is actually it is now you have to actually live the life that it is a representation from your heart chakra. Okay. When I put an end to the world out on the beach, did you watch that world famous video? It was always I am. So that I am that is in your heart. The reality that's outside, all the negativity in the world, all this other stuff is not you. This is a very deep channel, okay? If you can focus your attention on this channel, you could take the Our Everyday Lives challenge for 3 months. Your life will change. It is on you, okay? I've done this stuff for years. That's why I'm here today where I am. That old world, okay, and that video is designed, some people call it the best 12 minutes on YouTube. Okay, you should listen to that every single night before you go to sleep. That outside world is finished. How many people agree with this, right? Like the mainstream people, the unenlightened man, the modern woman is not going to understand you, divine feminine, isn't going to understand you, divine masculine king. They're not going to understand you. You actually don't fit into a world that's collapsing. The world is collapsing right now. You could hit up 1111. You're going to go through this portal today, and I'm going to guide you through the portal, through the fog, once again, just like I did the other day, all right? So when you feel I want to go home, you want to go home to what is resonance with you. There's people that, you were forced to, like even myself, and I've said this to God, and I wrestled with God. You should watch my documentary, To Wrestle with God. It's on the channel. What a beautiful day that was, right? We went out there. What a great, sometimes I just press record. You're going to love this channel if you knew. I just press record and go, all right? Does anyone know where my teleprompter is? Nah, you don't need a teleprompter when you're authentic, when it comes from the heart, when it comes from the soul. Hit the like button if that resonates, okay? I wrestled with God all year long. And, I really put out, that I didn't want to, it's just been constant battle for years. And, you don't have any love or support, nothing in the home. And what God does when you're actually wrestling with God, you got to listen very carefully to this, all right? When you wrestle with God, God brings you in very close, makes your muscles really strong, right? And then you become untouchable, all right? Then you're gonna go through, all right? You want something, but again, this is a quantum reality. So a lot of times we think, I did this diagram before, you're going to go from A to B, but then you have all these other points and you say, but I just got to go there. No, you might even have to go backwards. You might even have to go the total opposite way. All right. Did you go through this last year? Last year was the 999. It's over, kid year. Now it's 1111. A new beginning, a dawn of a new era, your most authentic era, the era that you live. You're living your life now, and this is actually who you are. You could be a ball of love. You don't have to walk around with that angry face anymore, all right? Start smiling at the world. When you smile at the world smiles back at you. Did you know this? All right? And again, so that's where you have to be a spiritual warrior, because in this world, right, you go out into it. And again, you can't blame a lot of people. A lot of people have traumas. There was a time I had a lot of trauma too. Right? So what you have to do is got to get through that time period, and then you're going to have to put your foot down and say, I'm going to be the embodiment of love, and you got to become like Teflon. I'm like the Teflon Don. Yeah, I'm like Teflon. You have to be Teflon with all the negativity of the world. You have to be the change that you want to see in the world. All right? Because I'm here to tell you, it's an inner shift, an internal frequency shift. It's right now. It's 11:11. And soul agreement activations are coming online, all right? The simple fact that you're on this message right now, the simple fact that you can hold your attention throughout this message and not get triggered, that's vibrational resonance. Do you understand that? That's called vibrational resonance. Like there are certain things that like maybe you watched in the past, or maybe you ate in the past. I talk about ascension. All right, and as the Schumann resonance continues to raise its frequency, you might even have to change your palate, right? Your palate changes, and the foods that you used to eat, I used to eat all this stuff, right? And then you can't eat it anymore. You know, I teach about health and wellness on this channel, and for the most part, I don't even have to really like encourage people to change their diet. You naturally, all of a sudden, because something changed inside of you, you cannot eat the same foods that you used to eat. You could raise your hand, you could leave a comment, all right? Other people say, well, why am I going through these changes? So what this is about, this is happening in the world with or without you. Okay, so you could fight against it, or you could also like hear it and go la la la, shut it off and ignore it, or you could go through this shift because this is happening with or without you. You could be conscious, and now you're shifting, and now you're making better decisions over the course of your journey, and this change is not going to affect you so bad, right? Regina writes, no more processed food, right? You can't do it anymore. Can't win with them, can't do it, all right? You can't win with that processed food anymore, okay? So there was this is a big transitional state to refine leaders of the world. If you're on this, you're a leader. Got it? We are all leaders, right? We all hang out together, right? And I share from my life. Okay, I encourage everyone to join a gym. I have these great friends, right? Some of them are the biggest, right? Some of them look like the scariest guys, right? But there's so much love, and we encourage each other and we push each other. And in this world, okay, if you're on this message, we're supposed to encourage each other, pick each other up. There's no competition. It's always cooperation, okay? Dr. Bruce Lipton talked like you were given wrong scientific terms. If you are, especially if you're a woman and you're trying to compete with a man, maybe you're trying to get in a relationship, you have the wrong things from mainstream society. You have to fix yourself. You better check yourself, dear. Okay, no man wants to compete with you, right? The man wants to protect you. So if you go out there and you're trying to compete with people, you're going to fail at life in 2026 and moving forward. Do you get me? All right, and I've seen this for years. Like I all these guys in all of my gyms, we all love each other, right? And it's wild. And a lot of this too, that's why I show the correlation when your health is so top of the line. You actually feel better. But when you feel irritable because you have pains, right, you might start to be, bickering with other people. So on this channel and moving forward, we're constantly raising our vibrational frequency, physically getting healthier, okay, spiritually getting stronger. And then when you do this, you say, you know what, there is no separation. Like I've never seen, I never experience. I'm sharing from my journey. And I get there's some people that tuned into this. I'm just using this as an example. Maybe you've never been part of a gym or never had a community. All right. You have to realize, all right, the internet is a great thing. What I do here is I teach the truth. Okay. If you get triggered, you got to do better in 2026. All right. But what happens is we're on the internet, which is a blessing. I'm very grateful for the internet. I'm very grateful for YouTube. I'm only here because of this, right? Because you could take this tool. The internet is a tool, and you could educate yourself, and you could do better. But what also happens is people, they hide behind a screen and they write negativity on the internet, okay? Hit the like button for some positivity in the world, right? We got to get the positive messages out there. So what's happening right now? There's reversals. You could have been running a reversal today, 1111, that stops the activation, and now you're reversing in the you're rising up and you're spinning, right? And you're going in the positive direction. You're like a positron, okay? You're like a nuclear power plant. There's so much energy. This energy is known as chi in your body, all right? And the more that you're in alignment, so 111 is representing alignment. Remember, 1, new beginnings. 11, spiritual direction, okay? When I share on this channel, I talk about laser pinpoint accuracy. LPA, people write it in the comments. So 11 is spiritual direction. We are going to direction. We have a new beginning, which is in alignment. Do you understand the importance of today? And then there will be people that get this message, and you're going to be empowered. You're going to be the lion king or the lion queen. You got to fix your crown. Your crown's a little crooked, kid. You got to go. Okay. All right. So you're actually and you're actually going to do. So my suggestion, instead of just sitting there and doing nothing today, do one action, literal action today in 111 that is going to be in alignment for your future. You're answering to your heart, is giving you the answer, what is for you, for the new beginning, which is 1, in a spiritual direction, 11, in the year 2026, which is 111. The blessings are here today for those that can hear the message, for those that are strong enough to push through fear. I'm not telling you that it's easy. Sometimes in our life, you've run subconscious programs. And I shared about this. I was using, people have watched my whole journey, okay? I lived a certain way. I was terrified, maybe to go on a plane or venture into the unknown. I had to get on that plane. I had to venture into the unknown, right? I had to leave the world behind. I was scared, right? But my dream was to live with the palm trees. So I had to do things that were scary to me, even though other people, right now, everything's settled. But like people in the past would see. That's why I am understanding to other people that, okay, they say, oh, what are you so scared of? It doesn't make any sense, because you're not used to it. So there's people in the world, they don't want to press publish to their work and post it on the internet, put it out to the world. There are people in this world, they're scared of that man that they love. So they don't want to press send on the text message, or they don't want to walk back over to them and say hello. Because in the subconscious, you were living a certain way. You had nasty guys in the past, girl. I get it. I know it. You're scared, bro. You had a parasite in the past, right? Yeah. Everyone went through certain things. But what you need to do, which we do on this channel, you got to get your spiritual senses up. You got to get your clairs up. And when you're having a more conscious and aware experience, when you're not going with the physical, when you feel the energy, then you make better decisions. Then you don't have to worry. There are things that like 7 years ago, I would say, I know people immediately in about 3.5 seconds because I can feel their energy. This is called clairsentience. One of my original videos on the channel. And over the course of time, working on myself, detoxification. We're actually supposed to have this, but a lot of us are loaded up with the 3 T's. So we got to get the 3 T's out of here. And when you get the 3 T's out of here, then you are feeling better. And then when your spiritual senses are up, and then you have an understanding, because there were things over the course of my journey. I saw the senses started coming online. I always share about my original ringing in the ears sensation. Went to the doctor. I was terrified. Okay. But now, when these things happen, because you are conscious and aware, that's why I appreciate when you share the channel, you click subscribe, you click the like, but it also brings awareness to everyday life people that are having to say spiritual awakening this year and for the years moving forward. Okay? Absolutely, Chris Mason. And, you know, sometimes we are given these things to feel. You have to feel the difference, okay? It's the toxins, the traumas, and the negative thoughts, Papa Smurf. Okay? Because sometimes we get numb from negative thoughts. So you could eat healthy and detox too, but if it's in your brain, those negative thoughts will, and then you're just going to sit there. You could be the pinnacle of health, but you're down on yourself from the past. Okay? We're going to rise up. We're going to rise up 1 million people this year on this channel. Okay? So, and know that when you're in alignment, your health improves. When you're not in alignment, when you're not living in truth, okay? And that's also the teachings of Dr. Gabor, who I studied. Okay? Dr. Gabor says when you're not living in truth, your body has these ailments. And that's why a lot of people, they had massive destruction in their solar plexus, right? The solar plexus chakra. And you can't keep shoving that. You got to live in truth. You got to speak the truth. When you're the embodiment of truth, when you're in alignment to your truth, your health is so much better. So, we're back in the fog. Does it still look a little? It's not really too much, but, you know, here we are. And it's very meaningful. If anyone did not take the walk, really, that was a thing that just happened, like a spur of the moment, a special event. Take a walk in the fog with me. Check that video out if you haven't. Yeah, this stuff is, even myself, you know, when I see these coincidences, all these weird things, the glitches, people were part of the community that saw me struggling to go live that day. What a crazy glitch. But, and then I have trauma pressing record. I actually forgot, so I didn't actually have the, the trauma going live. Yeah, that earlier that day, I couldn't go live in the rising. And one thing led to another, and I found myself in that fog. Ooh, right? And that's going through the portal. There's people in this world that, you know, you have experienced a lot of glitching with the electronics, especially lately. There's a lot of electronical glitches. You know, obviously we pick up on that more. It's easier to identify, if you will, than say what would be a glitch in reality. Also, a lot of people use, you know, electronics or the internet, so that now you have a group of people that say, yeah, oh, this app glitched or this was happening, and you know, but when it happens to yourself, right? So we live in a quantum reality, and if you're hearing me for the first time, okay, and you say, well, this sounds a little wackadoo, look at that 369, the Tesla code. Wow, look at that 369. And then you say, oh, this quantum, you know, there's different realities, all that stuff. Well, I encourage you to, maybe you're not aware of, or you can research. And once you experience one, you can't go back. The Mandela effect. Oh, if there's one Mandela effect that affects you, that cracks this pineal gland, boom, you're like, wow. So now, And some people get scared. I get it. But what I'm here to do is get the light warriors to become empowered, and then you could say to yourself, you know what? I am a conscious creator. Here I am out here today. I am a conscious creator. And I could sit upon the throne, upon the balcony, looking upon the world, and I could say to myself, I can start creating things. You had a Monopoly guy with the monocle, right? Did he have the monocle, ladies and gentlemen, or did he not have the monocle? There are certain Mandela effects. I remember certain things when I was a child. I shared the whole one about Jiffy peanut butter. If we're going to do a couple right now, hit the like and say we want to know real life Mandela effect stories from this guy right now in the 1111 portal. And when you have experiences and then your brain is functioning and you could remember into the past, like some people can't remember their past, right? But if you're sharp and you remember certain things, he had a monocle, right? So years ago, this story is helpful for those that are experiencing the quantum, and maybe you will wake up. You woke up to the reality, and you're curled up in the fetal position, right? I know. I get it. Okay, curled up in the fetal position. So let me share this story today in this portal, and then you say, you know what? I want to take this journey because something's weird in this reality. Ooh, it's weird. So years ago, I do remember the Monopoly man having a monocle, and then one day, you know, I don't know if maybe I was in high school at the time, and McDonald's. Remember McDonald's? Remember? Oh, what's going on with me? Anyway, McDonald's had a Monopoly game on like if you buy stuff, you peel off the thing from the fries. It was on the fries, or it was on the Big Mac box, and you would have these little pieces from the Monopoly game, and they'd have commercials all over the TV. McDonald's Monopoly, and I was looking on the TV screen, and I'm looking at the Monopoly guy, and I said to myself, I guess this is what I said as a teenager. I said, I guess they made him have a modern look for the Monopoly game for McDonald's because he doesn't have a monocle. So I said to myself, I'm looking at the TV screen. This is not the actual Monopoly board. This is the game from McDonald's. And I'm looking at the TV screen. I says to myself, I guess McDonald's is making the Monopoly guy modern. He doesn't have the monocle, right? He's making it hip for the game or something like that. And I remember that. And then when I actually saw the Monopoly board, he didn't have the monocle there either. And then, if you watch the movie Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, the guy has the thing, and then Ace Ventura goes, and you must be the Monopoly guy. Why would he say that if he never had a monocle? So that's called residue, because the reality is a quantum reality. 1111. So don't get scared by that. Today, you could say, you know what? I am the creator of the reality. I'm going to create a reality where I'm the healthiest version of myself, the pinnacle of health, right? I am going to create the reality where I'm the pinnacle of wealth. I'm going to be in the reality where I'm actually in a loving, authentic relationship that's in alignment. And that's what we do on this channel. Are you a reality creator? 1111. It's the now moment. So, yeah, that was a weird experience that I had as a young lad. I was a young lad, and I said, you know, And then I was a boy, and I remember Jiffy peanut butter, and I saw the change when I was a boy. I saw it in my mom's Lazy Susan. I said, oh, they must have made it short. And they made it, it was weird. If you want more live streams, podcasts, or videos on the Mandela effect, let us know in the comments. Very powerful day today. Let's get 111 new subscribers. If you hear me, we could break the record today. Please click subscribe. That would be a great manifestation. We get 111 new subscribers before we get off the live stream. I appreciate that. Always focus on the things that are, fun to manifest. Some things in life, are difficult to manifest, and you might have to, you might have to cross a bridge of incidents. But on a daily basis, there are little things that you could, like some people like to manifest, something simple. They utilize the term a cup of coffee. Cup of coffee in the big time. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So, but there are certain things in our life. If you could manifest or consciously create something small, that is your evidence. Listen carefully to the message. When you are able today, 111 portal, if you are able to consciously create and manifest something small, that is your evidence. That is your evidence that you could totally change your reality. And this reality is changing in the now moment. So we could look at certain anomalies, glitches, right? You could see the Schumann resonance spike, then black out, right? You see these things. So this is the frequency that we live in. I appreciate that. There's certain things I don't want to talk about because we don't want to put that negativity. But yeah, if you're seeing this today, everyone click subscribe. I appreciate that so much. I'm just a regular everyday life kind of guy, not a big corporation. So if you could click subscribe for your Uncle Mike, I really appreciate that. It means a lot. It's been wild times, wild glitches. It's wild times. We are out here in the portal. Okay. We're in the portal today, and these are the ways that you can realize that life is not quote unquote solid. It's not a solid life. When you watch Mr. Rogers for years, and you remember It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, isn't it a beautiful day in the neighborhood? And then you hear him sing It's a Beautiful Day in this neighborhood? What? And you can't find the way that you remembered it years ago? Oh, this reality is bendable, malleable. Oh, yeah. Some people are loving this right now. Some people get terrified. This is 11:11. This is time to get into alignment. So your soul, I'm talking soul desires. Not I desire to eat a piece of chocolate cake. Okay, you can manifest that if you want. Not soul I'm talking soul desires. Not I got to get the arm candy, bro. Like there's a girl that makes you want to be a better man. These are the soul desires that are birthed today. Do you get this? It's got to be in alignment. These are the meaningful things in life. I tell anyone, all the money in the world, all the fame, but if you have true unconditional love, it is greater than anything else. And a lot of people, you had to go for years, and that's why I wrestled with God last year in the 999 year, all the way to and through. Okay, because I said I'm done with this. I just want to love. I just want to relax and teach, and But what happens is, this was, and I'm able to do this because I sit and I calibrate and I say, what is God teaching me, right? What am I getting from this experience? And the moral of the story from last year, it was a refinement of our intuition. Had a rough year last year. How does he know? Because we're all in this together. Kid. How does he know? It's the energy themes. So it was grueling. It was long. You know, we had other things in 2023. So I have a video up with the diagram. I also made it a post on Facebook, okay, with the diagram, and I broke down from 23, 24, 25, and now in 26. So if you're getting this and you say, you know what, the years 2023 and the experiences, and I plotted out how that is getting us to the destination at the end of this year. I'm sure there's people that remember in 2023, and you remember that Schumann resonance glitch. Do you remember that? Some people on the community tab, you know, they were posting as well, and you know, people share on our Facebook as well. Connect on Facebook. The Facebook link is in the description. You know, it's great that the community is all sharing and collaborating together. You remember that. So what the key is, you don't want to be frozen in fear, which some people are. When the quantum rift, these things are actually happening, okay? It's real, okay? So when the quantum rift actually happens, you cannot be frozen in fear. Sonia, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm so grateful for the support. Make it a great day. Don't worry. Be happy. I love that. Thank you so much for the super chat, Sonia. Very grateful for the support. Very grateful for everyone that became a channel member this past week to support this. Very grateful for everyone. Grateful for everyone. Yeah, you really, like, there are things, and I still don't have the physical 3D, right? The 3D reality is actually not real. It's always the I am presence. If you've never seen that video, I will, for the replay, people will pop up on a screen here. You watch it. It's not real. So there's things that I only have in my heart. I still don't have the actual evidence, or I don't know in this reality. So this transitional phase, as we go through this portal shift, is the faith that your intuition is right. And it's very scary. It's not easy. It's not easy to do that. Lisa, thank you very much for the super chat. I'm so grateful. 1111, be love. Yeah? Love you. Thank you very much for the super chat. 1111. If anyone's hearing my voice today, can you hear my voice? Some people can't because they're on a different timeline. If you hear me today, I hope everyone, if you're watching on a live or on the replay, just write 1111 in the comments today. You'll see the energy that you put on this video. Everyone's going to come in and they're going to write 1111 in the comments, and it's going to be so powerful. And what we're creating is a positive feedback loop. In science, we're creating a constructive interference wave of energy, okay? And then spiritually, this is good karma or good vibes, bro. It's good vibes. So I want you to stay focused on what is meaningful for you. I don't know what's meaningful for you. You do. I know what's meaningful for me. And I know what I am worthy of. I know what I am worthy of. Tremendous mug made by my sister. Okay, her link is in the description. I am worthy. You lift the hammer when you're worthy. And anyone that is an avoidant, a runner, a self-saboteur, I've literally told people, I said, you know, you're self-sabotaging yourself. And then they get, I'm just trying to help. Okay, so you might get this message and you try to help people. You point them out lovingly. I'm pointing it out like God sometimes points things out to me, and sometimes and then I say, okay, this is a lesson. So don't self-sabotage today or ever again. Be the embodiment of love. Do you feel the portal energy? Yeah. It's very peaceful. We keep hitting the 369. That number keeps popping up. Maybe we need some more Tesla numbers, those divine synchronicities. So I really love you. Remember that there is trauma, that people wanted to stay safe. I'm here to tell you, in this portal today, even if it's one thing, it could be very simple, like pressing, maybe you keep doing it and pressing publish on your post. Maybe it's pressing send on the text message. This is the day. Because faith without works is dead. Today you have to rise as the king, as the queen. Because if not now, then when? If not now, then when is such a powerful phrase. Apollo Creed taught us there is no tomorrow. There's always now. Quantum shifting is always a decision. I have a very powerful video on the channel. It's one of my beach videos. You check it out. All right. And I'm grateful for all of your support and the like, the comment, the share. You could check out I have playlists for you. Check out the YouTube shorts. All right. We have it all on this channel. So head over to the channel page, explore the page today. Maybe that's what you want to do today. Explore the videos. And then by the end of the day, make the decision. Make the decision. There's going to be something that you hear from this channel. And then by the end of today, you're going to make the decision for one action that is going to quantum shift your reality. And if you are tired of the loop, you're tired of being alone, you're tired of always attracting the same negative people, you're tired of the loop. It's called the loop. It's an actual thing. Through action in the conscious action, there is a moment of love. It's actually love. It's so powerful. Okay, some people can't do it. You will override the subconscious. You have to. It's not easy because your subconscious is going to say fear. It's going to say stay safe. It's going to say I'm not ready. Ooh, I'm not ready. No one's ready, sweetheart. It's always now. It's always now. My first video, I used my first video as a teaching tool. I wasn't ready. I look like a deer in headlights. You know what? Everyone loves my first video. Okay? It was now. It was the most powerful thing I've ever did. In life, like this, maybe, or if it's a top 5 decision of my life. Guaranteed. Something small that's a quantum event. Okay? Forever Meme World, thank you so much for the super chat. How's it going? It's going pretty well. It's 11/11. It's love day. It's love and passion today. William, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. I'm so grateful for that support. Thank you so much. I love you all. Grateful for the blessings today. It's 11/11 blessings today. Remember, it's 2026, so there's an extra 1. It's 11/11. It's the 111 portal. New beginnings are here. Spiritual direction with laser pinpoint accuracy is here. And grateful manifesting the new subscribers as well. If it really resonates today, just take a second to click subscribe. I appreciate that. I'm just a common guy. All right. And you guys are actually helping. I'm grateful for everyone that has gone out of their way to support this channel. You have no idea. And collectively, we're showing the world. It's really just about our everyday lives. Poet 114 Records. Thank you for the super chat. Always love, bro. I love you, brother. I love you all. You guys have no idea how rough the past year was for me. But I showed up every day, and I'm grateful for all of you. And, sometimes in life, we have to override so much with our it's not an easy thing to do. And you're breaking cycles for yourself, for your family lineage, and for society. You're breaking cycles. It's a very powerful thing. It's a very powerful thing to do. All right. I love you guys. Check out the channel page. There'll be Facebook posts throughout the day. Patreon. Grateful for all of you. What's the thing? Oh, yeah. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. It's time. Love you guys.